الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن أعدائهم أجمعين. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم كتابه الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم، فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. When we spoke about the concept of the shaitan being the enemy of the human beings, and me and you, we said that he attacks people from 4 directions. However, the shaitan makes an exception to the people that he cannot attack and harm. Among these people are the ones he calls, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls in other verses, al-shakirin. We do understand that al-shakirin and al-shukr is a state, it's a level that one has to reach when he moves towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not merely saying Alhamdulillah or Shukrulillah. That's not sufficient. It's just words. It means nothing in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we look at shukr, according to the scholars, they say shukr falls under 3 categories. One is verbal, and one is in the heart, and one with the limbs. Without going into too much details, we want to look at these 3 things quickly. When it comes to the verbal thanking of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is what we call Alhamdulillah, Ashukrulillah, and so on and so on. So this is just verbal. When it comes to thanking God in the heart, is the continuous remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So one continuously has to remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the provider for everything that we have. So it's not merely saying thank you, it's not merely saying, well, we appreciate what you're giving us. No, one has to constantly remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every time he looks at himself and the things that are around him. When it comes to the limbs or the body parts, one has to give them their right. According to Sayyid Tabatabai, when he looks at the verse, وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ, and to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, at the end of the verse, he only gives bounties or blessings to those who are thankful. He touches upon the word ni'mah, or what we call blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The blessings of Allah, or the ni'am of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, are the ones we need to be thankful of. We need to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of. Now, what does the word ni'mah mean if we have to look at it from the Islamic perspective? When we look at the word ni'mah, it's everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us that we need to show on the outside. So whatever blessings Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon me and you, we need to show it. Opposite to that is kufr. And kufr means to cover something up. So showing it is thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Covering it is also a form of kufr. When we look at the blessings that we have from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to ask ourselves, what do we do with them? How do I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for them? For each thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives me, I need to be able to thank Him the correct way. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me the intellect, brain. He gave me eyesight. He gave me the ears. He gave me the tongue. He gave me a healthy body. What should I do with it? According to the Ma'sumin alayhim as-salam, they say the minimum thanks you could give for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when it comes to things that He's giving us is that we do not use them in the haram manner or in the haram ways. For example, if I want to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for my eyes, I have to keep my eyes only to things which are halal, which are allowed. I can't use my eyesight for anything that is haram. These days haram is everywhere. It's even in my house, it's in my pocket, it's in my phone. So what do? Every time I go the opposite way, then I'm committing a form of kufr according to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When it comes to my ears, the same thing. When it comes to my stomach, the food that I consume, it also we need to understand that there is a form of shukr that needs to be done. When I do these things, when I give all things their right, and I only use them in the manner or in the way Allah prescribed for me, then I am doing shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Otherwise, saying alhamdulillah or saying ashkurullah is not sufficient. It's not good enough for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It does not make me move forward. We do understand that when it comes to shukr, when it comes to thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is a logical thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even let's assume that He did not send the prophets or He did not send the imams or we haven't got the Quran that tells me that I need to do shukr. Logically we understand that one has to be thankful. If someone gives you something, or someone gives you or does a favor for you, or he helps you in something that you need help in, automatically we become thankful for these people. We remember them for the good they've done for us. It's a logical thing. Besides or before, it becomes a God thing, or an instruction from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore logic and aql and the brain tells us that we need to be thankful for everything that is given to us. Unfortunately these days, when we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially in this country, we thank Allah verbally. Besides that, we don't know it. When we eat, because we get so full that we feel the pain in our stomachs, we say alhamdulillah, hoping the pain might go away. This is not thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When it comes to thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I have to understand how much I should consume and how much I shouldn't consume. Especially in this month of Ramadan, I was looking at a picture today. One of the countries, I think it was Afghanistan or Pakistan, I can't remember. The people, they're doing iftar for tea and dry bread. That's all they had. When it comes to us here, most of the time we cook so much, we only consume a little, the rest goes to the fridge, 2 days, 3 days later, it got thrown in the bin. Or it gets thrown in the rubbish. This is not thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One has to keep that in mind. Therefore Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He emphasizes on the fact, He says, Ishkuru wa la takfurun. Do thank, but do not commit kufr. Because it is a very thin line between shukr and kufr. Therefore, Al-Allama Tabatabai, he says when it comes to al-af'al, verbs, for example, yashkur, he said it's one thing. But when it comes to the sifa, attribute, ash-shakirin is a different thing as well. When it comes to the fa'al, which is shukr or yashkur, it's something that you do for a short period of time. So now we say shukr, and that's it, it ends. When it comes to the shakirin, it's a constant action. It becomes part of you, not that you do it one time and you leave it for the rest. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants. Therefore, if we want to move towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we need to start with thanking. And the thanking, not the verbal one, but the one that is in the heart, that goes and shows on our parts, that shows in our actions. However, when we talk about shukr, there's something that precedes shukr, which is ikhlas. One has to be sincere when it comes to thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thanking Allah without sincerity also means nothing. If you look at all the verses in the Quran that talks about the shaitan, that he says, لَأَقْعُدَنَّ لَهُ صِرَاطَكَ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ, I will sit on the right path. The shaitan, in about 3 verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about this. In 3 verses, he makes one exception. He says, al-mukhlisin, those who are sincere. Only one verse, this gets replaced with الشاكرين. Therefore, the scholars, they say that the shaitan knew this because of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said about al-mukhlisin. So preceding shukr, there has to be ikhlas, there has to be sincerity towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that whatever I do has to be done for Allah. Otherwise, the shaitan will take his place in my heart, in my soul, and in my mind, then we will miss the boat. Without going into too much details, when we look at the verses which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about shukr, he divides, or the ulama I should say, divide the verses of shukr into 11 categories, 11 groups, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deals with shukr. And each of these groups requires nights and nights of explaining. And it's extremely important for us as Muslims to look at these verses, study them, and then apply them so we could reach the state of shakirin, so we could be in the level of shakirin. The first group, and I will mention them quickly and I will end with this. The first group, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the emphasis of shukr, that you have to do shukr only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَاذْكُرُونِي أَذْكُرْكُمْ وَاشْكُرُوا لِي وَلَا تَكْفُرُونَ, the first verse that I mentioned. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, كُلُوا مِنْ رِزْقِ رَبِّكُمْ وَاشْكُرُوا لَهُ. So there's an emphasis on having to give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the first group. The second group, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, there are things that if you are thankful, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give to you. For example, He will give you victory. وَإِيَدَكُمْ بِنَصْرِهِ وَرَزَقَكُمْ مِنَ الطَّيِّبَاتِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. So that shukr comes when a person does it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you bounties. The third group, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about shukr that will increase your sustenance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ شَكَرَ فَإِنَّمَا يَشْكُرُ لِنَفْسِهِ وَمَنْ كَفَرَ فَإِنَّ رَبِّي غَنِيٌّ كَرِيمٌ. That if you do shukr, you don't have benefits. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not benefit from my shukr. And other verses as well in that category where Allah says, the more shukr you do, the more I will give you. The less you do, the less you will get, and so on. If you do not do any shukr at all, you'll get nothing at all. The sixth group that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about, He says there are types of shukr, that if I do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will push away the adab from me, the punishment away from me. Allah says, مَا يَفْعَلُ اللَّهُ بِعَذَابِكُمْ إِن شَكَرْتُمْ. If you do thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, surely He has no aim, He has no need to punish you. Therefore, one of the things that we can do, we are thankful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the punishments, adab will be pushed away from us. The seventh group Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about when it comes to thanking and comes to shakirin, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, for thanking Him, He will give you a reward. So not only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will push away the adab from you, but He will give you reward. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ يَنْقَلِبْ عَلَىٰ عَقِبَيْهِ فَلَنْ يَضُرَّ اللَّهَ شَيْئًا وَسَيَجْزِي اللَّهُ الشَّاكِرِينَ. The shakirin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give them more. The eighth group when it comes to shukr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He talks about a specific group of people that not anyone can reach, but only certain people who do persevere in this life and find their way to get to that level. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لِآيَاتٍ لِكُلِّ صَبَّارٍ شَكُورٍ. So only certain people, if they become thankful enough, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open the ways in front of them. He will open their intellect, He will open their heart to receive the blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, be it materialistic blessings or be it mental blessings. The ninth group Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about in the Quran when it comes to shukr and shakirin. It is a state that a person has to reach to be able to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So not anyone can do it. Not me and you can just say we are shakirin. We have to reach the state. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قَالَ رَبِّي أَوْزِعْنِي أَنْ أَشْكُرَ نِعْمَتَكَ. Give me enough blessings, give me enough help, so I could reach a stage where I could thank you. So this is also not easy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the 11th category, He talks about people who are thankful to Him. who they do it willingly, without having to be told, or without having to think for themselves and say, well, should I thank Allah, should I not thank Allah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for example, He says, وَمَنْ تَطَوَّعَ خَيْرًا فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ شَاكِرٌ عَلِيمٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if you do something small, I should reward you for it. So you have to move forward towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there are other verses which are close to 20 to 25, maybe 30 verses where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about shukran shakirin, that we need to move forward, we need to get. Otherwise we will remain in the same spot, we will remain backwards and we will not move forward. But the aim of shukr in all of these verses has one aim and one meaning, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to be always constantly remembering Him. And remembering Him will show on our daily life, it will show on our actions. Inshallah, one of the verses that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks, and inshallah we will talk about tomorrow if Allah gives us enough time. Allah says, وَهُوَ الَّذِي أَنْشَأَ لَكُمَ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارَ وَالْأَفْئِدَةَ قَلِيلًا مَا تَشْكُرُونَ. Allah gave us three things: sam', absar, and af'idah, the hearing, the eyesight, and the heart. These things are very important in one's life. That I have to understand, what should I do with my hearing, what should I do with my eyesight, and what should I do with my heart when it comes to shukr, and how I can give Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enough thanks when it comes to these three things. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.